Hi, everyone. Just waiting for everyone to pop on, so I'm a little bit early. I'll talk to myself for a few minutes, and if you catch me halfway through a sentence, do say hello. Put me out of my agony, please. Tell me that I'm actually going to get comments this week. I've become very paranoid about it now. So I also realize I'm probably talking a little bit quietly. I'll have to remember to talk up. Fact is my mum is sitting upstairs, and she may end up watching this. I definitely know she's going to watch the replay. So, hi, Audrey. Hello. Hi, good to see you here. I have comments. Thank you. Woohoo. So, I've just finished 1 week of vacation, technically vacation. I've had a glorious time. I've been making things all week. It's been great. Unfortunately, I can't show anything that I've made because all of it so far is Christmas presents. But I've been taking lots of photos, and once Christmas is over and all the presents are unwrapped and everyone knows what they're getting, I'll post a post or do an email or something like that, or put it on Facebook. All the stuff that I've been busy doing. I've been, like I said, been having enormous fun. It's been very interesting. So anyway, and Anna, hello Anna, you made it. That's great. See, I told you it wasn't that hard. So although it can be a bit scary first time around if you don't realize that there's nothing that shows up until you actually get there. So anyway, where were we? I'm just waiting for a few more people to show up. Let me have a look. Oh, it says there's 4 people there, but only 2 of you have said hello, so everyone else is clearly lurking. That's a shame. I'd like to say hello. So say hi, even if it's just the once, and then you can go back to lurking so I know that you're there and can say hello. And Karen, hello. Good morning. Glad to see you here. Joan, hello. Hi. And oh, Bubbles. Sorry, I get a kick out of that. There's the little bubbles float up the screen. So, very cute. Just looking at my notes, as I was saying, for everyone who's just come on board, I've just had a most relaxing week. I've been making things madly, but I can't show any of them because they're all Christmas presents. So they will, I'll do photos or an email or something like that to show you all the things that I've been doing. Some of them have turned out extremely well. I'm very, very happy with them. So let me see. And of course, my mum, who I find I'm sitting here trying to keep my tone down so I don't interrupt my mum, who is upstairs reading at the moment, which is silly because she's going to watch the replay afterwards. But so if I find my volume gets down and down and down, you may have to like prompt me and tell me to speak up if the sound starts going a little bit too quiet for you. So it was kind of interesting. My mum turned up. She arrived on Tuesday after 24 hours of flight, no sleep. And of course, when she left, it was 30 degrees Celsius. And it was minus 10 when she got here. So she walked out of the airport and just went, oh, bit of a shock to the system for her. She also bought all her knitting patterns and her crochet patterns. So while I've been making things, she's been reading and doing puzzles and working her way through patterns. I think she's going to try and do some of the American patterns. She only really works with the English crochet patterns, which are different notation from the American one. And hello, Jomi. I see you just popped up. Mum bought a lot of extra stuff in her suitcase, which I won't bore everyone with, but I did want to show you a couple of things that she bought me. She found in an op shop, and they're living on the monitor stand under my monitor, and they're the cutest things. Look. they're types of Buddhas, and I don't know, it's not stone or anything. It feels like a very dense plastic, but they're translucent. And there is, on the other side, right behind the camera that you're looking at me through, there is a big window that faces the south. So when the sun comes through, these little guys are translucent. The purple goes different shades. Their arms become transparent, and they're the cutest little things. So anyway, that's under my monitor from my mum from this time around. Hi, Kathy. Hello. Welcome. Anyway, last week. So lots of things happened last week that were kind of interesting. Oops, there's that word again. I was never going to say interesting again, was I? Yes, Anna, they are very nice. They're gorgeous. Purple is one of my favorite colors. Oh, no, it's my favorite color. So any shade of purple tends to do it for me, as you can probably tell. So last week, now we were talking about gift wrapping last week, and that got away on me. There was a lot of suggestions about gift wrapping that were really cool. Audrey, you're here now. Now, during the week, Audrey emailed me. She had photographed some of the presents that she had wrapped with the t-shirts. Hi, Heather. I see you just popped up. G'day in Scotland. Anyway, Audrey had just finished wrapping. She did the t-shirt wrapping, which I thought was a kind of interesting idea. And then she glues penny candy. I got it right. She glues penny candy on top. Anyway, during the week, she sent me an email with some photographs of the presents that she had done this year. Now, Audrey, if you're all set to go, do you want to see if you can put those photos in the comments and show everyone else? Or if you've got them loaded somewhere else, you might want to put a live link in. That's another way to do it too. But anyway, while Audrey's getting herself sorted out there and putting them in comments, I thought they were amazing. I thought you should all see them. If anyone else has got photographs of wrapped presents, they can share as well. I can't put photographs up, unfortunately. Facebook won't let me, which is, boo Facebook. But oh, and that was the other thing too. Audrey, of course, was the winner of the Kiss Across Time Club collection of the entire series in print. And she got the books this morning. They finally arrived in the mail. It only took 12 days, considering that it's Canada to the States. And you can probably fly there in 3 hours. But anyway, she got the books, and she posted a photo online that I'm going to share, because now I'm no longer afraid of putting live links in comments. And there we go. It's not live links that I worry about anymore. It's whether I'm going to get comments or not too. So, and just checking comments here. So the Facebook, the link to Audrey's picture, she posted a photo of all her books, the print books that she got. Makes quite a display. So I thought you might want to have a quick peek at that and see what they look like. I got, yes, I sent an email out during the week to everyone who has, who wants to hear about historical romance, about rules of engagement. Now that is book number 8 in the Scandalous Scion series, coming up next month, I think I want to say. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, that one hit number 1 in its category as a new release on Amazon, which is like mind-blowing. And it gets the little orange flag. So I sent an email out to everyone to say, wow, I'm in this tiny, tiny little category, but I'm number 1, and thank you. And it was just staggering. I've had so many emails in reaction to that. It was very, very it was very nice. Got a nice warm fuzzy feeling because I got lots of emails from people saying, no, thank you for writing such great books. So that was a very nice day yesterday. So, and earlier in the week, Thursday last week, I put out another email. Hang on, let me just check comments, make sure. Anna, it does not open. It's possible, Anna, Anna's saying that the Facebook photo doesn't open. It's possible it won't open while you're trying to watch a live video, so you may have to check it out later. I'm not entirely sure how Facebook have arranged things, but it seems like if there is a Facebook live video running, you're pretty much limited to whatever else you can do, which is I can't upload photos, and I haven't seen any photos from Audrey yet, so I suspect that she's having the same sort of issues as well. So it could be that we get Facebook video and everyone gets to comment and that's it. That's why I put live links in the comments so that later on people can check them out. So Heather looked great, so perhaps you could see it. Heather, does that mean that you could go and see it now, or you saw it earlier? Just let me know on that one so we can figure out if Anna's having technical troubles or if it's Facebook's rules. Audrey, phone won't let me paste the photos. We'll post on the team if okay with you. Audrey, yes, that's fine. Street team, no, that means no one that's subscribed to the Hangout would be able to see it. So maybe the Hangout instead of the street team, just a thought. If you just want to do the street team, that's fine too. A couple of congratulations from Karen and Heather. Thank you. Like I was saying in the email, it's just this tiny little category. I believe it's historical oceania fiction. And I think I got in there because I'm Australian, although the book has really got nothing to do with Australia, except in the most indirect and far distant way. The father of the hero spent 20 years in Australia way back when. So that's about the only connection. But anyway, I was #1 in the category for new releases, which is the first, I think it's the first time I've ever got the little orange flag on my book before. That's the email that I sent out to everyone that had the screenshot. And it's disappeared now. Dina told me that it's gone. It's not showing up anymore. So obviously the orange flag only stays there for as long as it's holding that, whatever that position is. But Amazon don't tell you if they put the flag on it. So I just happened to trip across it by accident. It could be possible that I've been #1 or had an orange flag for something or other, for some sort of high rank in the past, but because I didn't see it, I didn't know about it, which is a shame because it's kind of a cool thing to get one of those orange flags. It means you're officially, you know, something in the Amazon hierarchy. So my 5 minutes of fame. Just check comments. Yeah, Heather saw it earlier. So Anna, it does sound like it's a Facebook Live thing. You can't do anything else while you've got a Facebook Live video running. So Joan, congrats. What an accomplishment. Thank you. It really wasn't me. I just put the book up. Everyone bought it. And that's what put it there. So really, if anyone should be thanked, it should be you guys. And that's something I was mentioning in the email. I don't think I made a big enough fuss of it. The reason it hit #1, it was purely because of you guys who are subscribed to the emails, because I didn't tell anyone else. It got there just because of your purchases. So it's really, really you guys. So that's the great thing about it. So, okay, where were we? Oh, yes. And I was getting around to last Thursday, Pendragon Rises came out, and I did an email about what made me write the book, or part of the reason why I wrote the book, which is this invisibility phenomenon that a lot of women seem to experience when they hit a certain age. And oh my goodness, so many emails. It's just not funny. I've spent, since Thursday, I've spent a couple of hours each morning emailing everyone back, thanking them to start with. But it's, the scary thing is there's so many of the emails that I got were basically, I thought it was me, you know. I didn't know that this happened to other women. I thought there was something wrong with me. So if anything at all, that email has served a purpose that I really didn't write it for, but it's serving to reassure a lot of women that this sensation they have that nobody really notices them is actually, yes, it is not them going warped in the mind or anything like that, and two, they're not alone. So I thought that was a really interesting outcome of that email, which I wrote. I must admit, when I wrote it, I was sort of thinking, well, you know, this is a little personal, but it's had such a strong reaction that it's I'm glad I put it out there now. So, and on top of that, I have to say that too, there's a couple of people that went, oh, great pitch, I had to go and buy the book. So thank you to everyone that went and bought the book. That was a nice outcome too. And other than that, I really don't have any news this week. As I was saying at the very beginning of the video, all I've been doing all week is making things. It's been the most fantastic week that I've had for the longest time. I get to spend hours and hours every day making things, and I can't show you any of them because most of them are Christmas presents, which I will, after Christmas, after everything's unwrapped, somewhere I'll post photos of all the stuff that I got up to this week. This coming week, I will be making cookies and candies, which is the theme of this video live. Okay, so and I can't even scroll back for the Facebook link. You will later, Anna. I've noticed that myself. Once the comments have scrolled up the top of your screen, and they kind of, it's very difficult to get back, especially if you're on a mobile. After when it's all said and done, you can sort the comments by the newest, and that way you can scroll back down and find it that way. So, Anna, I am yet to encounter it. I'm in the book. Not entirely sure which book you mean yet, Anna, so if you want to clarify. Audrey just posted photos in Hangout. Thank you, Audrey. That's great. Do you know how to grab a live link from a post? If you click on the timestamp at the top of the post will open up into its own window. Then you can grab the URL at the top and post it in comments here, and then everyone can see it later. See the wrapping that she did with these presents is just amazing. And that's it for news this week. Does anyone have any comments, any questions, anything else? And Joan, I have to make candy and cookies yet also. Yeah, I have to leave mine until the last minute, Joan. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you know what? The entire household that's living in the house right now, including my mum, are gluten-free. One of the things about gluten-free cooking is after a few days, it starts tasting very stale and off. So I want to leave it until the very last minute to make all the cookies and the candies that I'm giving for Christmas. So yeah, it's not that I'm behind as far as the cooking is concerned. I have to leave it till the last minute. It's also the strategic reason why I'm doing the cooking handy swap today, so that maybe there's something good in there that I can steal and convert to gluten-free cooking. So Jomi, enjoy your week. You deserve a break for your hard work. Well, thank you. I sort of, by the end of last week, I could feel it. I could feel that, yes, I truly did need the break. So it was good. Kathy, I made my fruitcake, but cookies are soon. Oh, fruitcake. Oh, I miss fruitcake. The only way I'm going to get a fruitcake this year is if I make my own. And I could probably do it, but getting the fruit pre-mixed is impossible. I have to, go and get sultanas and cherries and all that sort of stuff and mix them all together. When I was in Australia, it was very easy. You could just buy a kilo bag of mixed fruit, 4 fruit cakes, and then you just mix them up. So, yeah. Fruitcake. So, Audrey, maybe if it doesn't happen, maybe you can post. Yes, Audrey, that's fine. I'll grab the link afterwards if you don't pull it off, and I'll post it in comments for you. It also goes over to YouTube, by the way. I presume that's okay. I put all the links and stuff in comments underneath the YouTube copy. So, favorite Christmas candy and cookie recipes. I know a few of you were doing lots of prep work on this one. You all got very excited. I had quite a few questions about how do I post them. So before you start posting madly, just in comments, if you've got a recipe to share, let me know. Just say, got a recipe, yes, I want to share, whatever it is. And then I'll think we'll just go through it one by one. And so that way everyone can check out the recipe and we can comment and ask questions and stuff like that before, instead of just having a mishmash of recipes thrown up there. So let me have a quick look. Anna, I'm not making any. My family don't like homemade cookies and I'm on a strict diet. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Because of my gluten-free diet, if I want to have candy or cookies, I have to make them myself. It's the only way. There are more and more gluten-free products on the market every day, but not always of a quality that I enjoy. So homemade for us seems to be the only way to go. Kathy has 2 recipes to share. Anyone else got anything? Just let me know. Kathy, do you want to put your first one up? Whichever way you want to do it. There's a number of ways you can do it. You can post it straight in comments or post a link and tell us what it is. In the meantime, anyone got any news, comments, questions while we're waiting for Kathy to post her first recipe? Excuse me. Has everyone noticed my little, oops, bear? When you press his hand, he tells the story of the Christmas Carol story. So it's kind of cute. Except you get to turn him off after about 30 seconds because he's very loud. So, Audrey, I'm not sure if you've actually posted the link or not. I can't go and get the link now. I have to do it later. So, meantime, okay. So, while we're waiting, yeah, we're just waiting here. So I've run out of news. That was silly of me, wasn't it? I should have done this the other way around. So what's the weather like where everyone is? Let's do a weather check. It's -4 here at the moment, and they're threatening snow this afternoon, although at the moment the sun is out, which is nice. And what about where you are? And if it's 30 degrees, I don't want to know, Karen. So, also, Tarot, I'm going to pull a card. Oh, these cards are so much bigger than what I'm used to. I used to be able to shuffle rather swiftly. Let's see if I can do a waterfall. That's probably clinking in everyone's ears. So what will this be about? Let's say one card to decide or find out how everyone's evening is going to be. It's 2:30 here, almost, nearly. So I'm just going to pull a card from the pile and hold it up. And it is the Seven of Cups reversed. That's kind of interesting. Seven of Cups is sort of the illusion of plenty. But if it's reversed, one would presume that means actual plenty instead of the illusion of. So maybe that means we're all going to eat very, very well tonight. What's everyone got on the menu for dinner? I bet there's some good ones in there. So that's today's. And a rest from labors, except because it's reversed, he wouldn't be resting. Maybe that means we're all going to get to cook. There we go. We're talking about the recipes right now. Maybe everyone's going to run off and cook one or two of them. That'll be interesting. So that's today's card reading. Let's have a look at comments. I know there's a few in there. Heather, 8 degrees, cold but not that cold. And Heather, are you actually in the Scottish Highlands or are you further south? You have to let me know. I seem to get the impression that you're up high, up north of Scotland. Oh, there we go. And Heather, it's the build up to Christmas, so all's quiet. Yes, it is. It's very quiet here too, apart from the fact that I'm running around like a mad thing making things. Everyone's on the countdown because of the way that Christmas is falling this year on the Tuesday. Everyone's sort of arranging to get all of Monday off, which means that they've got the break from Saturday instead of Christmas Eve. So my daughter's coming up from Calgary on the Saturday, which is early, and Mark, my husband, finishes on the Saturday, so he's got like 11 days off between Christmas and New Year. So he's counting down. He's got 4 sleeps to go. And I guess everyone else is sort of taking advantage of the way that Christmas breaks this year. So Kathy has posted her favorite cookie, pecan shortbread. Okay, I'm just having a quick look at the ingredients, Kath. So unsalted butter, sugar, cup of all-purpose flour. I would substitute gluten flour there. Pinch of salt. Sorry, gluten-free flour. Sweet cream. Sweet cream, does that mean, are you talking about cream that's got sugar in it? Or is that a particular thing? Because I've never really heard it put like that unless it's actually got sugar in it. So you'll have to let us know. Cup of finely cut pecans, vanilla extract, powdered sugar for rolling the cookies after baking. That sounds really good. I'd have to put with any other gluten-free people on the list, if you substitute the all-purpose flour for gluten-free flour, you have to make sure that you've got xanthan gum or something like that in it as well, so that it sticks together. Other than that, it looks like, yeah, pretty simple recipe. Thank you, Kathy. Does anyone else have any other recipes? And Kathy, why don't you go ahead and put your second one up? And then we'll have a look at that one too. Joan, sunny and 62, sorry. I'm not too sure. I think 62 actually comes out around 3 or 4 degrees Celsius. I'm not sure. So you're not too far away from us, but you are on the other side of 0, that's for sure. Anna, plus 9 degrees centigrade in the south of England. Not Christmas weather at all. Give me minus 10 anytime. Yeah, it's we were minus 12 when we got up this morning. Does that help? And whereabouts in the south of England? I know England relatively well, so I'm probably sure I know approximately where you are. If you want to give us the nearest big town rather than be specific, or even just a county. So Heather, cold but not that cold, 8 degrees. I think I jumped ahead on the queue on that one. Jomi, it never gets really cold here in the Philippines. Still warm, especially in the afternoon. Jomi, probably swimming too in the beautiful green ocean somewhere. I miss the beach. I really miss the beach. So, and Karen, hot as Hades in Oz. Yes, thank you very much, Karen. Although I really honestly do not miss the really stinking hot days. 30 was about my top. After that, I just got very uncomfortable. Katerina. Oh, Katerina, hello. I don't think we've seen a comment from you before, but hello. Cold here in northern Germany, -3 Celsius. Yes, it sounds like you're on about the same level as we are at the moment. It's -3 here too. So are you up in the mountains? Whereabouts in Germany are you? Maybe let us know, Katerina. And Anna, 9:30 here in the evening. I had some milkshake for supper. The main meal is noon at our household. Okay, cool. Nice. If it's 9:30 there, you must be somewhere in England, I'm guessing. Maybe let us know. Heather is in the Highlands. Yes. Oh. Hey, so you get to live the dream. All of us that read all these Highland romances and dream about a man in a kilt, you get to experience the real thing. So, and that accent is just divine. I love a good Scottish accent. They're great. Audrey, cloudy and about 0 Celsius. Yes, and you're at the very north end of New York State, I believe, aren't you? So that would explain why you're so low. Okay, Kathy, I can't load up my other one here since there's a photo. I'll try to get it up for you all. Kathy, don't worry about it. If you want to just try when the video has finished, I have a feeling you'll be able to upload then. And if that doesn't work, you can send it to me and I'll pass it along. So, and then maybe I'll put it in an email and send it to everyone on the list, maybe. So just let me know if you don't want to do that, but I think that'd be kind of cute. Janita, hello. Hi. Yes, not late, but you got here. So, Kathy, just heavy cream, not sour. Oh, okay. So, right. Got it. Okay. And that's what sweet cream is just not the heavy cream. It's okay. All right. Anna, I have some delicious Hungarian Christmas cake recipes, but I would need to translate them into English. Wow, they sound absolutely gorgeous. Would you mind very much translating one into English, and then I'll pass your recipe along in the same email that I do Kathy's, and we can give it to the whole list and just a little something extra for Christmas. But that sounds gorgeous. So maybe pick your favorite one and send it to me, and I'll put it in the email. Up to you, but I think that would be great. And perhaps everyone can do a thumbs up if they agree with me, or just encourage her in comments to share. That would be nice. And Joan, that is Celsius. Okay. Oh, Joan, that's Celsius. Okay. Anna, East Sussex. Okay, so I spend a lot of time writing about your neck of the woods when I'm talking about Marblethorpe in the Scandalous Scion series, because they're down there. So you'll have to tell me if I ever slip up on the navigation and locations and the geography. Katerina, I also have a Portuguese traditional fried pumpkin cake. Just the name alone sounds great. Would you mind sharing that? That would be great. So that's, my mouth is watering. Junita, Central Florida, 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, I'm not sure what that comes out at. I think that's about 25 degrees Celsius. I'm guessing wildly, but I think. No, hang on. Yeah, it'd be about 25 because 80 degrees 80 degrees Fahrenheit, yes, is 30 degrees Celsius. So yeah, I'm sort of in there. So Katerina is near the Baltic Sea, not mountains, but really windy. Yes, I used to live in one of the windiest cities, towns. It wasn't a city then, towns in the world on the West Australian coast. In fact, it was so windy and the wind was so prevalently from the south that the trees along the coast all grew horizontal, laying down on the ground because the wind just pushed them that way from when they were young. And Kathy, it's not cold here today. Our snow from last week is gone. Good. That makes it less slippy. It's been bizarre because of global warming. We've had ice, and then we've had snow, then we've had rain. So now we've got snow sitting on top of ice, or the wind picks up and blows all the snow away, and you get this nice polished ice. So walking anywhere at the moment takes a great degree of balance and care. So it's fun. My mum figured that out when she got out of the car the first time when we parked in the parking lot of the shopping mall. Thank God she had hold of the handle on the door because her feet went right out from underneath her. You sort of want to laugh a little bit because, but anyway, she was fine. She figured it out. Next time she was very careful when she got out of the car. Kathy, I emailed you the recipe photo. Thank you. I will pass that along if that's okay with you. Just let me know if you don't want it sent out anywhere. But I would love to share that with the email group if that's okay with you. Audrey, yes, about 75 miles from Ottawa. Yeah, you're almost Canadian, aren't you? Very close. Joan, I'm so confused. I have no idea if I'm in Celsius or Fahrenheit. It's actually 62 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, so I think that's about 24, 25 degrees Celsius. I would flip over to Google. Google's great for translating stuff like that. You just put 62 degrees F in C and hit enter, and Google pops up with the answer. It's really good. Anna, I would be quite happy to do that. Thank you. That would be great. Yes. I'm looking forward to seeing it. That's the recipe, by the way. Janita, yes, you're right in the range. Yes. Thank you. Yep. Karen, yes, Greenough. Also shifting sand dunes. Yes. Karen, who's watching the video and is sitting in Australia, and I were friends when I was quite a bit younger and still living in a tiny town called Geraldton, which was very, very windy. This is the windy city that I was talking about. And Karen pointed out that actually it's Greenough where the trees lie down. And also all along the coast there is huge white sand dunes. I mean, they're huge. They're a couple of buildings high. But they shift because of the wind. The wind just keeps pushing them north all the time. And my grandparents, who used to have a house right on the beach, the house is gone now. It's been completely buried in sand. And I used to play there when I was a kid. And 5 years ago, I saw what was left of the house, and it was very depressing. I find that it's sometimes difficult to go back to places that you haven't been to for years and years because things change so much, and what you treasure and remember is usually gone or changed in some way that takes all the meaning out of it. So it's sometimes better to just stay up here in your memory. But yes, Greenough and Geraldton are very, very windy places. When I first moved there, it took me months to get used to the constant wind. Kathy, you can send the photo out. My kids love this easy, rich chocolate caramel cookie bar on an oatmeal crust. Oh, I'm in love. You just said all the magic words, Kathy. So yes, I would love to share that. That's great. Thank you very much. I'll put that in an email and send it off. Karen, have you got any like typically Australian recipes that you want to share? Because we've got Hungarian and we've got German and we've got American. So it'd be good if we could throw an Australian one in there. Let me see. Joan, done that many times. Always loved the snow and ice. Ooh, yeah. I actually really, really like the cold. The ice is a bit of a pain, but I love kicking through snow. The snow we get here, because it's usually colder than this, is always that very dry, fluffy, white stuff that you can, it doesn't get slushy. So it's great kicking through the snow. And of course, I love all the hats and the coats and the boots and the scarves and the gloves and all that stuff. It's fun. So I've enjoyed winter ever since I got to Canada. And I always enjoyed winter in Australia too, because it was a relief from summer, but it only lasted about 3 weeks and suddenly we're back into higher temperatures again. Sounds like the dunes in Oregon State. Okay. I don't really, I guess, yes, I saw, because I was in Lincoln City a couple of years ago, which is right on the Oregon coast, and they have those really high sand dunes up north of the city. But I didn't realize that they actually moved as well. And yes, Lincoln City was also windy. It's got to be a thing to do with the coast, huh? Anna, the house where I grew up has completely changed, and it is terribly disappointing to see it now. Yes, isn't it? I think we should all have a warning about going back to places we haven't been to in a very long time. I had, when I was a single mum in Australia before I met Mark, I was living in a little house in East Cannington, and I was there for years before I moved to Canada. It was a great house. It was old, old, old. It was terribly old. Very basic, huge front lawn. My kids remember it very well. And when I was back in Australia last time, I went to East Cannington to check out the house and just have a look. And it's gone. It's not there anymore. They pulled it down and they chopped up the block, and they've got like 2 other houses sitting on it now. So it was kind of a cold shock. And I looked at these new houses and I thought, you've got no idea of all the happy memories that happened here before you built. So yeah, sometimes it's not a good idea to go back. Or if you do go back, I think you need to go back sort of braced for the fact that it's not going to be the way you remember, which I mean, intellectually we know that, but we still want to have that same warm, fuzzy feeling that we have, that whenever we remember it, we want to get that when we see it for real live again. But it doesn't always happen. It's quite disappointing, which is the great thing about stories, because you get to have that. See, I could write a scene that has them going back and it's even better than what they remember. And, oh, that could be the start of a story. I'll have to think about that one. So let's have a look at comments. Anna, we must have been twins in a previous life, because I feel exactly the same about cold and winter. Yes. Yes. Winterites unite. Jomi, I've never seen snow in my life. Sounds like I need to travel soon. Actually, Jomi, I had never seen snow until I moved to Canada either. We arrived October 4th. It snowed 3 weeks later, and I didn't know it at the time, but that first snowfall I ever saw was the absolute perfect snowfall to see for the first time ever. It snowed heavily for 4 hours. We got to stand at the window and just watch all these big, fat, fluffy flakes drift down, and the landscape just changes. It's until you've actually seen it for yourself, you never really understand what it's like. That first snowfall of the year completely changes the landscape. And when you step outside after all the normal sounds of traffic and dogs and all the neighborhood sounds, when you step outside after it's snowed heavily for the first time, it's hushed. Everything's muffled, and there's this thick silence that you only get with that first snowfall of the year. It's magical. The first snowfall, I think I embarrassed Mark dreadfully, because me and the kids got out in the front yard and started rolling around in the snow while he hid behind the curtain in the lounge. Too embarrassed to come out because of all the 3 mad Australians that were yahooing in the front yard. So, But yes, I think everyone needs to see snow at least once in their life. The first Christmas my mum came to visit at Christmas, she was terrified because in Australia, cold is cold. It gets through the houses and everything. There's no central heating in Australia. So when she came for Christmas, I think she was braced for a house that would be as cold on the inside as it is on the outside. But she was also caught by surprise because she stepped out into the airport concourse, and of course it's warm. And I said to her, "Where's your coat?" She's like, "Oh, I don't need a coat. I'm fine." Anyway, I bought a coat with me just in case, and some boots. Put the coat and the boots on her, and she's like, "Oh, this is too hot. I'm never going to cope with this." And then she did the same thing she did this time around. She stepped out of the airport and stopped still and went, "Oh." It's until you experience that cold again, it's like snow. You just don't get it until you've actually experienced it. And the first time she stepped out of the airport at winter, it was -20. It was a really cold day. So yeah, it's fun. I like it. The good thing about snow in winter, particularly in Canada, is you can get away from the cold. You just go inside. The heat in Australia, you can't get away from, not unless you dive into a pool, or you have to wait until sunset when the sea breeze comes in for the afternoon. So even then, it's not like it cools off like air conditioning. It's just warmish instead of stinging hot. And I'm falling behind on comments here, so let me catch up. Anna, awful. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what's awful, Anna. I don't have a context there. You may have to explain it. Joan, yes, it's very windy. I used to live not too far from Lincoln City. Yeah, okay, so I've got it nailed. I do understand what you're talking about as far as wind and moving sand dunes are concerned. Anna, I sometimes dream about that house. Yeah, I have lots of memories from the house that I went to visit that's no longer there too. So unfortunately, I don't have photos of it because in those days there was no such thing as digital cameras, and film was expensive, and I was a single mum on a budget, so I didn't take lots of photos. Karen, no specific recipes for Christmas, but I'm going to try a small amount of fruitcake ingredients and ice cream. Let you know how it turns out. That sounds really interesting. I seem to remember doing fruitcake ice cream once. And of course, fruitcake ice cream is only something that Australians could have at Christmas because of the cold ingredients. That sounds really good. Please do report back, Karen. Let us know how it went. Audrey, I love the dry, fluffy snow up here. I grew up in New Jersey, and our snow was mostly muddy slush. Yes, it makes a difference, doesn't it, when it's really cold and dry? Alberta, of course, is very dry because it's plains, prairies, and so the snow doesn't get slushy. But I've seen London, for instance, when it snows there, the snow just turns into black slush. It's horrible. But it's not nearly as cold as it gets here. Although here, so far, because of global warming, it's been cold. It's been slushy snow. So, Jomi sounds really magical. I'd love to experience that. Yes, at least once in your life, do try. It's very different. Anna, must have been a beautiful sight. It was like that in Hungary in my childhood. Magic is the right word for it. And the quiet, everything is muffled, and later the crisp cold with the sparkling stars. Yeah, it's really, there is nothing like it in the world. That first snowfall is just glorious. Heather, now that is cold, but if you're wrapped up, it's magical to live with. Yes, indeed, it is. It's gorgeous. Okay, so that weather discussion started quite a ball rolling, didn't it? We've got 3 or 4, I think, recipes that people are going to send me, and I will turn around and put them in an email and send them out to everyone else. Thank you very much for volunteering. That's great. Some of them sound just gorgeous. So I'm looking forward to seeing them. Any other questions while we're here, we're getting close to 3, so I might start wrapping up unless there's any more questions. If there's anything anyone wants to talk about, any news. I think I've covered everything at the front end of the video as well. So if you came in halfway, you might want to go back in the replay and have a look. So we've got 9 people watching at the moment. And lots of bubbles. Okay. I know it takes about 30 seconds for comments to come through once I've actually said anything, which is really, I sometimes forget and jump before everyone's had a chance to actually react. So I'll sit here for a second and see if the comments can come through. Oh, you know what? My purple Buddhas, I forgot. My mum also gave me this. So it's something that she wore for years. But now that I've lost a little bit of weight, it fits my wrist. So I got a new bracelet. Okay, no other comments coming through. So I think we'll wrap up for this week, and next week is going to be Christmas Eve. Now, Christmas Eve is either very, very quiet for everyone or frantically busy, tear your hair out, going crazy, stupid, trying to get things done. Depending on which way your Christmas Eves tend to run, would you prefer that I do a Facebook Live, or would you prefer that I not do a Facebook Live? Let me know in comments. And looks like there's some comments popping up. I can skip next week if everyone thinks that's going to be a bit too much, and then we'll just do it for, I guess it'd be New Year's Eve, wouldn't it? So that could be an issue as well. So let me know if you still want to do next week. And I think next week I'll get to show off some of my stuff that I can't show you, and I've been doing all my glorious week here. So Anna and Joan, beautiful brace. It is kind of cute. It's probably hard to see unless I stick it up very close. And of course, I've been leaning on it. But they're elephants. Hang on, let me just there. They're elephants. So it's kind of, yeah, it's antique-y. Anyway, okay. Oh, Crystal, hello. Hi, Crystal. You've come in at the very tail end. I'm so sorry. We're just wrapping up for the day. I hope that you can come back next time we're doing a Facebook Live. They're very busy and a lot of fun. There's some very cool cookie recipes in the comments that you may need to scroll back and get once this is finished live. Anna may not be able to make it on Christmas Eve. Audrey, either day is good for me. Karen, got to work Christmas Eve but can still tune in. So, okay, that's 2 that says yes, let's do Christmas Eve. 1 that says no. So, or maybe, actually. So just based on those 3, it sounds like the majority is let's meet on Christmas Eve. So, okay, so Anna, I like the German Shepherd on Audrey's picture. Oh, you got over there. Very good. And Janita can probably be there Christmas Eve. Cool. Okay. Looks like we've got a running majority at the moment. So yes, we'll meet here again next week at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. Don't forget I have that recurring appointment that you can download from my website, and then just double click it to open it up in your calendar app, and then it'll remind you every week. And you can also, in the top of your comments bar, there is the 3 dots. If you click on that, the drop down menu, there is an option in there that lets you subscribe. And then from now on, every time I'm live, a notification will pop up for you, and you just have to click on that notification rather than going and hunting and looking for the video itself. That'll take you straight there. So that's another quick way to do it as well. I don't have a theme or anything in mind for next week. This week seems to have run purely on comments and weather and cookie pattern recipes. So I think next week we'll do something like that too. I'll try to find something interesting to talk about as well. We'll be heading towards Christmas Eve, so I'll think of something that we'll do for that one, and I'll do an email tomorrow as well, which the email that I send out tomorrow, Wednesday, the email I send out Wednesday will also have the recipes in it. If you haven't mentioned recipes in comments, but you happen to have a good one that you'd like to share, feel free to email it to me, and you'll have to do it in the next 24 hours though. Feel free to email it to me, even if you just want to send me the link and I'll go get it. And I'll put that in the email as well that I send out on Wednesday that rounds up the Facebook Live. So other than that, I'll just have one last check for comments. No, there's none there. So we'll end it for this week. I'll catch up with you all next week. And in the meantime, have a lovely, nice, quiet time. Don't slide on any ice. Enjoy your baking. Enjoy your shopping. Enjoy your wrapping. Go see Audrey's photos and get some inspiration. And I'll see you all here next week. Bye.